Today I'm going to demystify the minor pentatonic scale. So I know a lot of you guys are already playing it and everybody's using it. We hear it all the time that it takes only a little while to learn the pentatonic scale, but a lifetime to master it. It's just not true. Although it is an easy scale to understand in the beginning, there are some underlying factors that a lot of players just don't see or realize, and that affects the way they use the scale. So I want to help you reach your personal best and make understanding this scale easy so you can just go play it after watching this video. If you like this video and you want to see more instructional videos on how to make playing guitar easier, then watch and subscribe to my videos. My channel is all about simplifying music theory on guitar to make it easy for you to understand, because it really isn't that hard if somebody understands that and make it easy for you. And that's what my channel does. I just take something that everybody knows and makes it easier for those who don't know to understand, so you can jump on board and get where we all are, reaching your personal best, which is really what you're looking for. So here we go. So a minor pentatonic scale is based around the minor chord that names the key. So every key has two names. We're going to use the key of C major as our example because there are no sharps and flats, and it's just the easiest to follow in the beginning, and then maybe later on we'll try something else, some other keys. But in this C major scale, it has two names to this key of C major. We have the key of C major, and it's also called A minor. The sixth note of the major scale is the other name of the key. So in C major, the other name of the key is A minor. So we're using the A minor pentatonic scale. And the A minor pentatonic scale can also be used as the C major pentatonic scale, but the A minor pentatonic scale is primarily designed for A minor, and we're going to see why in a minute. So let's talk about the chord A minor, specifically A minor 7. We know the notes of A minor 7 are A, C, E, G. We know the pentatonic scale, penta meaning 5, tonic meaning note. We're getting a 5-note scale. And we know there's 2 notes that are gone. We all know this, but so what's new about that, right, Mezzi? Well, here's what's new. Why are those 2 notes removed? Why is it the 2 notes that they did take out? Do you know which notes they took out? They took out B and F. Why'd they take out B and F and not like D and C or A and G? How come it's B and F? I'll tell you why. Because when you build the A minor 7 chord, you get A, C, E, G. And whenever you're playing a scale, the notes of the chord need to be in the scale in order for the scale to make sense against that chord. So if you play a scale with A minor, A, C, E, and you don't have an A in there or an E or a C, then you cannot support the true sound of that chord with your notes. And when you play the melody line, you're really supposed to be playing something that's related to the chord notes. So if you're playing a scale that has no notes that are the same as the chords you're playing, you're probably gonna, no, you're probably not gonna, it may not sound the best, let's just say that. So you'd want to match up the notes in the scale to the notes in the chord. That would make the most musical sense and would give you the easiest time to make something that sounded melodically sweet. So let's get back to what this is all about. The A minor 7 chord is A, C, E, G. We see the scale is A, C, D, E, G. The A minor 7 chord has 4 notes in it. The scale has 4 of those 5 in the scale. So you really can't hit a wrong note and not make it sound like it should have been there. So then all you really need to understand is that you want to resolve to the root of A, because this scale only supports 2 chords, C major and A minor. It supports the full A minor 7 chord with A, C, E, G. It does not support C major 7 because it does not have the B. But then again, this is called the A minor pentatonic scale. So it's going to support the C major chord because it has C, E, G in it, just not the 7. But you can still use it when you're in the key of C. Primarily, it's used in minor keys, and that's where we see it. And we use it in major keys when we're in the blues, and I'll get to that in a minute. So what we understand is we have A, C, E, G, and the scale is based around A, C, E, G. There's a D in there for flavor because it's a 5-note scale, so there's an extra note in there. We just use that for flavor. Now, when you're playing over the C major chord, you have C, E, G there. So you would be resolving to C, playing around with the E and the G and the other notes for color. But if you resolve to the C, you get the strongest sound for the C chord. When you resolve to the A note, you will get the strongest A sound the scale can offer. It doesn't really make sense to be playing this scale and then ending on the D note. Let's say you're playing a chord progression that's in the key of C major, but you're based around the Dorian sound of D. Well, you're really not going to be able to get a great Dorian sound out of this pentatonic scale because there is no F. And that's the middle note of that chord. So that's the note that determines, if it's major or minor, and you don't even have that in your scale, you're just not going to be very supportive of that chord. So understanding that the notes of the chord are in the scale, and like the whole scale basically is the chord. And so that's what makes it so easy. If you can resolve to the A note when you're done with your passage, it's going to sound the best, most likely. That's kind of what you're looking for. This particular scale, because it's limited, is only going to work primarily over an A chord or a C chord. I hope that explains things a little bit better for you, and hope you get a chance to use the scale a little bit better and really improve the things you're doing with it. Take care. See you next time.